Hey guys, today we're going to be making castles, and I asked you to save some boxes, some toilet paper tubes, and some paper towel rolls. And I'm going to show you how to do a little castle prep. I'm going to show you how to build just a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys a special castle that I got some inspiration off of Fortnite for. So let's do some basic castle work right now. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn how to make our towers and how to make them so that they can connect. So what we want to do is we want to take one side of the toilet paper tube and we're just going to cut it, which I've already done. I just wanted to show you guys, all the way around evenly as you can. Then we're going to take every other, then we're going to skip a square, and then we're going to bend one down. We're going to cut them off with the scissors. We're going to skip a square. I'm going to cut one, skip one, cut one. And if you end up with two together, what you can do is you can cheat a little bit. Make yourself an extra one, and there you go. Now you have a castle topper. Now they have to be able to connect to the rest of our castle pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and cut about a third of the way up. We're going to make what's called a tab, and we have to have a tab on any of them we want to connect. Okay, I've done a lot of pre-work for you guys just so our video is a little bit faster. We're going to want some of our pieces to have tabs and no toppers on them because these are going to be building pieces. So we need lots of these. Okay, now, if you're short on toilet paper tubes, you can start with a nice base. And a base, what I did, you can tie them together with a string, you can tape them together with a piece of tape, or you can use a rubber band. And what I did is I just bundled them by 4 with rubber bands. These are going to be our bases. You can make several bases if you would like. I am going to show you just a real quick base building very quickly here. I'm going to set my 3 bases by each other. Then I am going to add just some basic castle pieces. You could add them to the front. Back this up just a little bit. You can add them to the front or you can add them to the back. I'm going to add some to the side. Then I'm going to add some castle pieces to the front. Now you can use these over and over if you are careful with them. Okay. And you can add, you could keep adding. Let's see. Some of you might say, well, I don't think that I like the castle pieces that have the toppers on them like this, and I want castle toppers like this. How do I make those? Okay, very, very easy. What I did, and I'm going to show you the steps, but I'm also cheated just a bit. What I did was I laid just a regular cottage cheese tub. A small butter tub would work too. A lid, if your butter tub is full, or your cottage cheese container, or your sour cream container, whatever is full, use the lid. You can just trace it, cut it out, cut it in half. This works really well on just regular notebook paper, regular computer paper, or even some really nice fancy sparkly shiny wrapping paper would that look really nice, and that way you wouldn't have to color it. Okay. You roll it so it forms a tube, makes what's called a cone. The top, the flat part, is what you curve around, and overlap just like that. Then you take a piece of tape and you just put a piece of tape there and it will stay. Then you have your cone. And these stack really nicely so that you protect them a little bit better. If If you make a lot of these, you can just stack them right up and they will store just like that, which is nice if you want to reuse these. Okay. So that's how you make a basic castle, and you can make these really tall, especially if you connect your bases. I've connected bases before with extra rubber bands between these two here. See how they come apart? You can actually wrap another rubber band in there, or you can use paper clips, work really well to stabilize the base. And these, you can stack these very high. They work really well. Okay, and I have lots of pieces, and you can stack the towers with the towers too if you're very careful. I'll just put this one. Okay, and you can just keep stacking up and up and up and up. These are really, really neat. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. That's basic castle building. Now, if mom and dad want to help, or if you're one of my older kiddos that are watching right now, this is really neat. What I did was I got some inspiration from Fortnite, and I did the 2019 Fire and Ice Castle. I know it's probably a little pixelated, but you can look it up yourself if you really want to. I try to bring it up on my computer. And so what I did is I tried to find some pieces that would work for this. And one of the first things that I did was, I'm going to move my camera just a bit here. One of the first things that I did was I found a stable box base. Now, if you don't have a stable box base like that, I'm going to show you guys how to cheat. You're going to take 2 cereal boxes and you're going to tape them together so that they're wide. That will work just fine. If you decide you want to make your castle reusable, what you can do is you can take just a regular smaller box, and this works really well with the larger boxes too, and you just take and you cut some holes around the top. Remember not to cut it all the way across or it'll come apart, but if you cut some holes in it, some little slits, that way your tabs will slide in. Just see how that tab can slide right in there. You can actually castle build that way. That's another way that you can castle build. If you're short on toilet paper tubes, this works really, really well. And that way you don't have to make the base bundles like this either, which is kind of nice too. Okay. So if you wanted to make your castle like that, you could reuse. If you don't mind taping it down, if this is something that you would like to do, then you can actually take and tape pieces on. And this area right here, I actually did some taping, and I was going to show you. I just put a piece of tape on either side, and I taped them on. Not all of this is taped together, as you can see. And I went ahead and pre-taped just 2 pieces of tape on either side. And this one is in the front. This is actually a tube that I squeezed together like this and took my scissors to and actually cut it all the way in half. Just like that, so that I can have 2 tubes that fit flat against the box. Okay, so I pre-taped these. I am going to make sure that this wraps around to the side because I want to wrap around. I'm going to tape it on. And this one I wanted a staggered look. I want to make sure that it's going to be a little puffy though. And then I can tape that one on as well. Oops. Let's make sure it's a little bit puffier than that. There we go. And then I would just keep taping on my pieces. You can put them up there. You can see how they look. You can use whole pieces, or you can cut them in half if you want a flatter look. You can add corner pieces. If you slit the back of them, you can actually put them on the corners like this. And this would be a more advanced castle. And after you were done, if you taped it together really well, then you could actually shoot this with some spray paint and decorate it with permanent markers, or if you had paint at home, that would be fun also. I made a little decoration for the top. It's just a little cut ring of a toilet paper tube with decoration. And all of the details of all the lava and everything that could be added. I could even take a toilet paper tube and I could look up some Fortnite skins and I could put the Fortnite skins on this toilet paper tube so that I had figures to go with my castle, or I could make scale that were very small and I could put them on a little piece of cardboard base, and that way I could have like a paper doll or a figurine, and I could actually have some figurines to play with that were Fortnite also. That might be something that you guys are interested in, but as always, the basic castle building is a lot of fun. If you wanted to do something advanced just to pass some time this summer, this might be something you work on every once in a while if you are interested. I hope that you guys liked castle building. This is Mrs. Hall, and I'll see you next time.